Meeting called to order at 7 p.m. Our first order of business will be roll call. President,
Present.
Vice President, present. Director of Administrative Affairs, Director of Financial Affairs,
Here.
Director of Government and Legal Affairs,
Present.
Director of Student Relations,
Present.
Director of Foreign Outreach,
Present.
Director of Student Organizations Partnership Board,
Present.
Director of Technology and Web Development,
Present.
Vice Chair of Senate,
Present.
Senator Wang,
Present.
Senator Sasser,
Present.
Senator Weismiller.
Present.
We will now move on to the approval of the agenda. I entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Senator Sturgeon,
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
is there a second? Senator Sasser.
A second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The minutes have been approved as presented. I now yield the floor to Mr. President for Senate for the oath of office and induction of members into the barrage of your administration.
Point of order, we just approved the agenda as presented, we didn't approve the previous minutes.
Okay. We now go back to approve the previous meeting minutes. I entertain a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes. Senator Sasser,
Motion to approve the previous meeting minutes.
is there a second? Senator Sturgeon,
Or second.
all in favor, raise your right hand. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The minutes have been approved as presented. I now yield the floor to Mr. President for Senate for the oath of office and induction of members into the barrage of your administration.
Please call on the senators.
Our first senator will be Mr. Samuel Erickson.
I think we can get everyone.
Okay. I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. Can you pronounce it for me?
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Caleb Carter and Mr. King.
Persons holding office under the Constitution of Student Government or any office established through bylaws or other legislative enactment shall take the oath of office. The oath of office shall read as follows. I state your name. Do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office, state your position, and will, to the best of my ability, enforce and observe the Constitution and Unified Student Code of the Student Government of the University of Michigan-Flint. Please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Caleb Carter,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office of, state your position,
the duties of the office of Senator,
and will,
to
to the best of my ability,
the best of my ability,
enforce and observe the Constitution
enforce and observe the Constitution
and Unified Student Code
and Unified Student Code
of the Student Government
of the Student Government
of the University of Michigan-Flint.
of the University of Michigan-Flint.
Congratulations. Please take your seat.
Congratulations. And with that, we will now move on to officer reports. Mr. President.
The student government team is striving to work on our platform, have engaged student life, inclusive campus and accountability, However, at this time, we are in need of more student senators to be complete in order to move forward with more businesses and put words to action. Please contact the student government office if you're interested, or contact us by email, or any of your friends who might be in student government. As of right now, the student government representatives should have access to the administration in order to have a voice of the students. A meeting with faculty councils, past and current chair, has led to efforts in restructuring the student reps on university committees. As of right now, the following committees will have student representatives. Academic Affairs Advisory Committee, AAAC, which is me. Um, Chancellor's Advisory Committee for Budget and Strategic Planning. Will be working on a proposal to faculty councils, so to include 2 student reps on this committee. As of right now, no student reps are on this committee. Student Concerns Committee, Director Fox would be on the committee. Faculty Council Committee, again, we will have a proposal for students to be on this committee. The committee will take the proposal and send that to all the faculty. Upon an electronic vote is when the student reps would be approved. Enrollment Management Committee, we are still looking for student representatives on this committee. Scholarship Awards and Special Events Committee, we have Senator Sasser. And Parking Committee. We're also wanting to be on Food Committee, any committees that have direct impact of students in their day-to-day life, and so that we can optimize our student government to the best. So an update on the spin scooters that we are still working on. I have finalized some of the agreements templates that were presented to the University of Michigan Ann Arbor when this project was brought in. The templates for insurance are still on their final phase of finalization, so we will be working together with the university administration to see where the next step could lead to. I will be attending President's Advisory Council at Rackham Graduate School this Friday. The focus is towards understanding the Flint campus and Flint students. I think this is a great opportunity for different campuses to understand the situation and understand the students that represent Flint campus. As I had promised during the election campaign, I will be writing a monthly letter to the student body, updating student government and ongoing student government projects on campus. I will be meeting with Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs and the Chancellor tomorrow. If you have any agenda items to be discussed or any concerns, please contact me by 10 o'clock on 26th. With that, I yield.
In terms of my report, I've been working a lot with Janet, trying to get us oriented, trying to understand like what all the rules are and how we can work around everything to make this campus a better place for all the students here. I've also been working on making our office more accessible by adding things so that students know when we'll be in office and when we'll be out. And with that, I yield. Director of Administrative Affairs.
So the last time's meeting minutes have been approved today, so they will be sent out in 24 hours. As Vice President Odira said, the office hours have been posted on the door, so you can check it out, and whenever you have time, you can visit the office. The office setup has been going on, and there have been a lot of changes in the office, so if you recommend anything, please come to me and email me. There are extra folders and extra materials for senators, especially put up in the cabinet, and there are instructions of that too on the office. And with that, I use it.
Director of Financial Affairs.
Hi, everyone, so the funding board for the most part has been set up. We are gonna have our first meeting tomorrow at 4. It's a closed meeting, so it's just gonna be the funding board. and probably Dr. Snyder. And meetings are gonna be recurring Thursdays at 4. Unless otherwise stated, there will be a closed meeting. Also, the application for allocation requests for VSOs is going to be made live on Friday. And I have a sheet that I put together for blueprints, which outlines exactly how to apply for funding, what the process is, what the funding board is looking for. So if anyone wants that, please email me or just come by the student government office and pick one up. And aside from that, I'm still looking for senators to be on the board. So if there are any senators here who are interested in being on the funding board, please talk to me after the meeting. And with that, I yield.
Director of Government and Legal Affairs.
Hello, everyone. So the draft for the new constitution that we've been working on is in its final stages. It'll be reviewed and sent out sometime this weekend or at the end of this week. I have a lot of interest for the Committee for Government and Legal Affairs, so I'll be working on putting that together and getting everyone into that and that set up this week. And with that, I yield.
Director of Student Relations.
Hey everybody, I'm just gonna start off with things that I've accomplished in the past week, then I'll move on to more things that I'm currently working on. I designed a poster guide for how to use the paper cut printer that is being provided by the student government in collaboration with ITS on the 3rd floor, just to let people know that, where this came from and who's sponsoring it. And for student events, we finalized the date for the annual State of Student Address. It'll be held in the Michigan rooms on October 29th from 3 to 4:30 p.m. The Chancellor Duda will be attending. And then to move on, I am working with the Director of Web and Technology to provide access to General Assembly meeting minutes on the student government website outside of when they were sent to everybody. And from there, I am still working on addressing the concerns that have come through with me. I've been working with President Barbaj and Julie to tackle these situations, and I'm currently working on reaching out to certain departments that can help fix the issues that have been presented. And again, I highly encourage anyone to reach out to me via email or in person or through the office student concerns box. And as President Barbaj mentioned, I have my student concerns committee. If you guys are interested in that, as I'm interested in having senators, talk to me after the meeting, and because I'm still finalizing what exactly we're going to be doing with that committee. And with that, I yield.
Director of Foreign Outreach.
Hi, so I'm gonna start off, I met with Brandon yesterday. We're in the beginning phases of discussing boilerplate language, to go into syllabus, or to be able, to be presented to faculty, to be able to include student government information in their syllabus about like president and vice president emails, where our office is, services that we provide, so that students are more, aware of our presence on campus. And then I also had a conference call this weekend discussing the lobbying day in Lansing. Almost all public universities had a representative on the call. The proposed date of October 2nd is not going to work anymore due to the looming threat of a government shutdown. The goal of the lobbying day is to share financial aid stories with the legislature. Students that will advocate in Lansing won't necessarily be student government members, just those that want to get their story shared at the next level. Since most all the delegates were on the call, we'll be at the SVSU conference in November. There's going to be continuing discussions of our next steps there. There's a small group of students that I'm spearheading. We're going to write a resolution that I will need help with the senators from. So if you want to join my committee, let me know. That will be adopted by all public universities in the state, and we're going to revise that at the November conference as well. And with that, I yield.
Director of Student Organization Partnership Board.
There was 2 student organizations that have been approved, so we welcome TPUSA and Creative Arts to Flint campus. We look forward to see good positive outcomes from each of those groups. The Intercultural Center held a multicultural mixer this past Monday that addressed diversity barriers within an academic and or personal environment. And it was a great attendance. There was 20 students and 5 faculty members that were exchanging stories. So it was really good to be part of that. Next Tuesday, October 1st at 4 o'clock, the ICC and Latinos United for Advancement, they're collaborating for a Know Your Rights Forum.
a local bilingual attorney will be available and on hand to help you be prepared to protect yourself and others when encountering U.S. immigration and customs enforcement. There will be time for questions and answers after the presentation. And this event is open to the public, so feel free to invite friends or family. Also, Tuesday at 6 p.m., BSU is hosting their annual Soul Expressions event, which will showcase Flint's campus talent. So check out their Engage page to sign up. And then student government wishes all the sororities and fraternities a safe and wonderful fall rush. So just make good lasting memories and always go blue. With that, I yield.
Director of Technology and Web Development.
So I've been working on a lot of stuff with our website. These last couple days, I've been taking some pictures of the new senators we just got today and some of our senators from last week. I have already uploaded the senators from last week, and I'm in the process of their office hours are already on our door as well, so we're also updating that. And the new senators will be up this week as well. I've also contacted about 70 people interested in student government. I've emailed and I've texted them. I've gotten back to people, answered questions, sent them info. And I've also met with Brandon about adding the meeting minutes to our website as well. We're in the process of figuring out the most efficient way to do that in a way that's easy to access. And I've also helped make just some posters and stuff, like the stuff on the door, funding board poster. And I'm just working on, I've removed some old funding board information. And I just plan to keep updating and cleaning up our website. And with that, I yield.
Vice Chair of Senate.
Okay, so I went to the parking committee. I'll be talking about that in the university committee, of course. I also learned more about how I can implement my caucus as the only student representative on the parking committee. So they helped me talk about some of the stuff that I may be able to do on the parking committee. I helped Finn Logan put up the pictures, office hours, and email addresses for members on the student government door and hung them up. And then Senate meeting, we added 2 new senators last week, yay, and then we added 4 new senators today at meeting. So that is really exciting, and I am looking forward to helping them feel their way around student government. And that, thank you.
We will now move on to advisory reports.
Just want to let everyone know that the Board of Regents for the University of Michigan will hold their annual meeting on the Flint campus on October 17th. And the open forum is from 11:15 to 12:15 in the University Theater. And then the public portion of the meeting most likely will be from 3 to 5 in Riverfront. And so you're welcome to attend either of those sessions. To that, I yield.
We will now move on to senator reports. Senator Ray.
So, last week I joined funding board. I helped recruit students by handing out flyers to those that express interest. I also reached out to Heather Johnson, Director of Center for Gender and Sexuality, for a possible collaboration for my caucus. I also attended the grad board meeting this past Monday, the 23rd.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Topics that we covered at the grad board meeting. We reviewed and approved the meeting minutes for September 9th. Discussion of guidelines of conflict of interest or commitment for grad board. And graduate programs, substantive change policies. Mainly discuss them for table and discussion until we get further information. And that idea.
Senator Sasser.
This past week, I have been working with the Student Organization Partnership Board and updating information on student organization productivity analysis, trying to get everyone's contact information in there. Still a lot of organizations, I'd say roughly 102 of them, still need to update their Engage page. Outside of that, I've been making progress in my caucus. I developed a questionnaire, and I spoke with a couple people at an event I attended, Take Back the Night, So with that, I yield.
Weismiller.
Good evening, everyone. This week I began working on my caucus to improve public safety on campus. So far, I have been collecting data from students on how they feel on campus, what their sense of security is. I have also been meeting with public safety officers on where we could perhaps improve security, physical and mentally, and security awareness. And this week I am scheduled to meet with the chief of public safety and again to work out a plan for perhaps a student reserve police unit of volunteers. And you can see what our flexibility is with that and boosting public safety's manpower. And with that, I yield.
In terms of our new senators, when it comes to your report, just introduce yourself. So we will start with Senator King.
Hi, I'm Teray. I look forward to being a student government.
Senator Erickson.
Hi, my name is Sam Erickson. I'm a political science major. I'm a sophomore, and I am also looking forward to working with all of you.
Senator Sanguar.
Hi, I am Vedashri and undergrad for molecular biology, and I hope to go along with all of you. With that,
Before I open the floor to Senator Carter, I am so sorry. Senator Carter, I am so sorry. I'm just so used to seeing you.
My name is Caleb Carter. I'm a senior on campus. My major are political science and history, and I'm glad to have rejoined student government. I yield.
Glad to have you. All right. Before I open the floor to student government, for any questions, comments, and concerns, are there any from our audience?
It's not a question, but I guess I can introduce myself. I'm Will. I work at the Michigan Times. I'm going to be at every meeting to cover the story and stuff if anything interesting pertains to campus comes up.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns from the student government members?
I sent in my report for one of the university committees. Are we gonna go over this? Am I on the agenda?
I will open the floor for university committee reports after questions, comments, and concerns, yes. Any more questions, comments, and concerns for student government? Yes.
I have a question for Vice Chair Center. The parking committee, there's a open flat lot in front of DPS. I was just wondering if you guys were going to assess that or have that in question of what's going on with that.
Near the Hubbard building?
There's an open flat lot, like like where the parking is, and there's like on the other side of the parking, it's like completely open.
So the space by Hubbard down on the other side of the flat lot to the rec center?
Yeah, it's
That's not university property, that
No.
belongs to Consumers Energy.
Oh, well, I just wondered. Okay, thank you for clarifying that.
Any more questions, comments, and concerns?
I just had a question for Senator Sesser. That questionnaire you mentioned, what are the details on that? What exactly are you trying to figure out through that?
Oh, I can send it to you.
Yeah, I'd actually like that.
And we'll talk about that after the meeting.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns? All right, I now open the floor for university committee reports.
Hello guys, so I went to the parking committee. We met on Thursday, September 19th at 2:00 in the library. We just went over a few things. Chief Ray Hall is the chair of that particular committee, so we talked about some of the things that DPS has been doing concerning parking. So now that the semester has gone underway and everyone has been familiarized with campus, there have been multiple communications through ITS, through retention calls from orientation about hang tags and getting your parking permit. So since the semester is underway, they're going to be starting to enforce parking more adamantly. The biggest violation that they see is when people don't have their hang tags, they change vehicles or they just forget it. If you can, if you're changing vehicles, you can have more than one vehicle registered per tag, so you can just take it from one vehicle to another, or, another one is when people lose them. You can always get a new hang tag at ITS Help Desk located at 206 MSB. And then I brought to the parking committee a few complaints that students have been having, like lot T not, always being full, and that, Mill Street parking ramp has been like blocked off with construction cones and everything like that. So Mill Street parking ramp, they were doing construction, but they finished on the second week of school, so there are well over 200 free parking spaces at any one time. So if you do not find any parking in Lot A or Lot T near the theater, there is plenty of parking in Mill Street parking lot. And then the next parking committee meeting is Thursday, October 17th from 2 to 3:30 in the library. And with that, I'll yield.
Meeting adjourned at 7:26.
If we can just hang out for a closed meeting super quick.
Thanks for coming.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you for the tea.
You're welcome.
So